God, that thing welds so nice.
Hey y'all, today we're making a big change at the shop. Well, it's one of those rare opportunities where I get to both level up and simplify. Well, I just couldn't pass it up.
I'm actually back from a really long trip, and we're going through this whole thing of basically getting the shop reorganized to be a little bit more efficient. Had a lot of time to think about it. And one of the things that I really need to do in this small shop is make better use of the space that I've got, right? Can't really add on anymore, right? This is really just a small shop. But what I can do is be more efficient with the space that I have. And you may have noticed, I've got all this gear that's spread out on casters. And funny enough, one of the things that I had always thought about as a part of this was how do I get more, like a multi-process machine to put more stuff into one package? And well, after stumbling along and talking to the people at Miller, at SEMA, they had an idea about that.
And the receiver. So the batteries go in the foot pedal with the receiver.
So now I've got their Multimatic 220 AC/DC machine. It's such a small detail, but all their stuff now in this lineup is coming with this multi-voltage plug. And I'm almost immediately going to put this to use because the first project we're going to use with this actually is I'm going to build a gate for my wife. And we're going to do that out with some 110 power.
This welder is designed for folks like you and me. You know, regular garage builders with a, I'll just say, finite workspace. But we need to be able to do both TIG and MIG, and I guess if we're feeling froggy, stick welding too. Frankly, I looked for a multi-process welder a few years back, and the selection was pretty limited. And actually, it's only been in the last handful of years that we've seen options like this with a decent 200 plus amp capacity for both AC and DC current. And now I've got to credit Andy Weinberg and Miller for talking me through all of the details on this machine. He is a real hot rodder with a lot of direct experience using this gear to build cars and trucks. And so Miller set me up with this Multimatic 220 AC/DC, including the carton dual cylinder rack, plus a few really nice upgrades I'll share with y'all here. As y'all might recall, I've run two different machines for MIG and TIG up to this point, which is like that's a normal evolution of welding skill over time, but turns out those machines take up their unfair share of precious floor space. This opportunity to consolidate and upgrade was certainly unique, but also timely. And for what it's worth, I think the folks at Miller have done an effective job putting this system together, but really keeping it at a price point that's still accessible to a lot of us, hence why I think it's worth sharing with y'all.
Oh, I like this. Look at this. Nice little DINS connector. I mean, it's like DINS 25 or something, I forget the number. These things are just so much handier. This is probably one of the things I've been most excited about. Great machine, wonderful capacity. I've told you all the stuff this is gonna be, that's gonna really help, but I don't know how many times I have slid this across the floor, not quite made it to where I wanted to go. Wireless. No cords, nothing to trip over, just a wireless TIG control. This, I have coveted this for some time now.
Now I'm in full nerd mode for this wireless pedal, and look, maybe I'm easily impressed, but one less cord on the floor sounds pretty okay to me.
The welder comes with a 15-foot lead, and it's got the DINS connector on it that I like so much. The longer lead that I got, because I like to be able to just set the welder kind of at the corner of a car, be able to work all the way through it, rather than having to move the cart a lot. So I got a 25-foot, TIG torch lead, but I need to add the DINS connector here to make sure that it's fully adaptable with the unit itself. Not a bad sound to have in the background.
The dual cylinder cart lets me keep one bottle for TIG with straight argon and another with my preferred C25 mix. And it sounds funny, but I'm actually not a huge fan of unboxing videos, so we're going to do some darned welding in this, and first up is TIG Aluminum, because why not?
TIG Aluminum, and that is, I think that's 063. Okay, 95 amps. I mean, that's
See what it does.
It's not bad.
The arc start is crisp, and I steadily throttle up on the current to the target 95 amps. The little T1000 puddle forms and just walks so easily across the material.
What mode is that set on, David?
So that's TIG Aluminum, right? So we are on 16 gauge, which is 063. That one's pretty nice. And I didn't clean any of this, right? But look at this. So you got good cleaning action just right outside the weld. That tells you that your balance is about right. Honestly, like just absolute truth, I've not welded in about a month, right? Right before going on the big BDR trip, I haven't welded since coming back, and that's been at least 3 weeks. So this is literally right out of the box.
Right out of the box and in full auto mode.
100% auto. That's really
Quite
nice.
literally set your tungsten size, set your material thickness, and it gives you a target. Now that target is fully adjustable up and down if you want a little more, a little less, but
Dude, it's dead on. I'm going to sound stupid when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The machine really does read a lot of stuff from the material, and it's difficult to outsmart the machine. Now, there's going to be very edge cases where you want to change some things, but I would say 95 out of 100 instances, the machine has got it right.
well, and that's the thing is the machine's making more adjustments. So
As
if
you
you
go.
run another one,
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the machine and see what it does.
Whatever hardware and software is running inside this machine, well, it sure does seem to work well. I'm usually pretty dialed on MIG and steel TIG settings. I mean, look, I have the most experience welding those materials, but get into something where I'm not as practiced, and I welcome whatever, Skynet has to offer in the way of adjusting settings based on whatever is going on in the arc. It's just handy.
So you were running right at 95 amps,
Yeah.
and it was 12.3 to 12.5 on voltage.
That'll work.
Making adjustments on the fly.
12.3 to 12.5. I wasn't pulsing or anything like that. It's just pedal down.
Yeah, just full
that
throttle.
simple. And here we go. Look at that. The same sort of nice cleaning on the outside. You can see where it starts to load up, and that's where the machine's making adjustments, right? It probably runs a little hot right there and then starts to cool up there. I did nothing with the pedal to make that happen. I really want to go build something now.
Well,
But we can't because
good luck. I have a fuel tank for you to build.
I'll build it. I'm excited about it. I feel a whole lot more confident now than when we were talking about it a minute ago. I still need to practice squares so we can make sure that everything's right.
Yeah.
But I'm getting distracted. There's one more box.
There is one more box.
This seems about the top, right?
Up to now, I have rarely reached for my plasma when looking to cut material. I guess I've never really trusted the value brand one that I have. I mean, it did break, but they replaced it. But it just wasn't in my mental arsenal. I think that's about to change.
This is perfect. This is exactly everything that I need to be able to accomplish some of the cutting that I want to do here in the shop. There's two other versions that are thicker, that'll handle thicker material, but those are just beyond what I need in the short term. And I think there's room on the bottom of that cart. Let's put it on the bottom of the cart. Oh yeah. That's gonna work just fine.
That's a smart fit.
Check this out. This is also multi-voltage. I didn't know that. So you got here's your 110, right? It's hooked up with 220 right now, but you can run this on a 110 as well. I didn't know. I didn't know this was dual voltage.
That'll be handy for sheet metal cutting.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Enough with the boxes, let's see how this thing switches gears to MIG. Well, and that goes for me too. I've prepped a few coupons for some 1/8 inch open corners to get us started.
What thickness material?
Hey,
Perfect. I already did the setup process on here.
30 CFH might seem like a lot, but I've found gas has a way of running away on open corners like this.
okay, so you just set this up and just said 1/8 inch, right? I mean, we'll have to see. I kind of think we're going to have to back off a little.
Let's
Okay.
confirm real quick. It is set up for 024 1/8 inch auto.
I think we're going to have to back off a little because this is an open corner joint, and
It's a chance
see.
you could burn the corners down.
we'll see.
You probably can partially appreciate this through video, but in person, it's the characteristic soft miller arc. And I can easily see the edges of the puddle wetting out as I go. It's all pretty easy to keep up with, but check out how the machine is adjusting in real time.
God, that thing welds so nice. That characteristic soft arc. This is going to take some getting used to. I'm liking this more and more the way I do it. Who knows, I might become a MIG guy now.
Maybe I'm aiming high.
This is going to be great. I am really excited to use this, to just put it straight to work. And I've got plenty of work to do here on the car. There's a reason, like all the folks that I know who are professional welders weld with their equipment. Like professional welders whose livelihood depends on having a reliable piece of equipment. Everybody I meet pretty much runs a blue machine. And so it's a little heady to think of, I get to run with them now, and now I have all this wonderful gear. And I'm so happy to be able to do it. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Y'all take care.